Hey everybody. It is Friday, day 5 of the Reading Rush 2020. My books today are going to be Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton and Beartown by Frederick Bachman. This morning, my parents, my sister, my grandparents, and I are all going to visit my great-grandma at her memory care center. I'm excited to see her. She's a funny, fiery old lady, to say the least. She likes to judge other residents, their hair, their makeup. She's the queen on all things fashion. The food is always too cold. There's always a complaint, but you gotta love her for it. She's really the epitome of a crotchety old lady. She'd probably yell at a pigeon if it landed on her mailbox. So we're gonna go do that. I'm wearing kind of a Jurassic Park-esque outfit today, kind of what I think I would wear modern day for a trip to Florida. One day, we'll go back, one day. Except I do have on some winter socks, because why not? They're fun. I also have to go to the post office to get my passport renewed. Not going anywhere anytime soon, but it's always good to have that done just in case. That's the plan,
so
man.
You all the pain. I'll skip the darn thing and sing the refrain.
Can I?
Oh, I was pushing the wrong button.
Oh, that'd be it.
That would be the...
Your mask matches your shirt.
Well, of course it does. Oh, my land.
It's not, I finished that one in a day. I don't think it'll take you very
A
long.
day?
Yeah, it's narrated by Greek gods. It's really good.
By who?
Greek gods.
That's what I thought you said.
Yeah.
I thought, well, that can't be right.
Why you're sentimental, 'cause so am I. It's delightful, it's delicious, it's lovely. You can tell at a glance what a swell night this is for romance. You can hear dear Mother Nature murmuring low. Let yourself go, so please be sweet, my chickadee. And when I kiss you, just say to me, it's delightful, it's delicious, it's delectable, it's delirious, it's dilemma, it's dilemma, it's deluxe, it's lovely. You can tell at a glance what a swell night this is.
We are back from visiting Great-Grandma Lois. I gave her the painting that I did yesterday, which you may have seen in my last vlog. It's kind of just like a nighttime skyscape, just for her to put on her wall to hopefully cheer her up. I know that it's kind of lonely in general to be older, but especially during COVID-19. Spunky as ever. She asked how old I was. I told her 16. She said, this was not a question, she said,
16 and never been kissed.
And she was right. But that was just a fun thing. She always says something funny to me. She's old and crotchety. I am going to go work on editing my vlog, either this one or the one from yesterday. I think the one from yesterday. Yesterday for you, right now watching this, if you're watching it on the day it comes out, yesterday for you is Saturday, but for me right now it's only Friday, so it's all very confusing. I'm also going to have a cup of tea, maybe watch some vlogs, and then I'll get back on the train for Jurassic Park. Really excited. They just entered the park. Lexi and Tommy just arrived. It's getting big. The dinosaurs are there and real and breathing. Come in. Hello, Mom. I'm filming.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Come in. Okay. Come on. I love you. Anyway, yeah, that's all I got for the time being, and I will check in with you guys later. Hey, so I just finished editing my part 1 vlog for the Reading Rush. While that's uploading, I think I'll make a cup of tea, and then I want to watch Olivia reads a Latte's vlog. She's doing daily vlogging for the Reading Rush, and I'm really enjoying her vlog. She's so funny. And then I will continue reading Jurassic Park. I'm about 120 pages in, hoping to finish that today and at least get a good start on my next book, which is Beartown. Also, something I didn't think about, I'm listening to a load of audiobooks right now, so I guess those could technically count for the prompts for the reading rush, so we'll see if that ends up being what happens. But for the moment, I'm sticking to my current TBR, I'm enjoying it thoroughly, and that's the scoop.
Silver ring like gold, ring out those ghosts on the Ohio. Ring like clear day wedding bells. Were we the belly of the beast or the sword that fell? Oh, we'll never tell. Come to me, clear and cold, and some sea. Watch the world spin in waves like some machine. I've been crazy, couldn't you tell? Threw stones at the stars, but the whole sky fell. Now I'm covered up in straw, belly up on the table, and I drank and sang and passed in the stable. Oh, oh, oh.
Approximately 11:45 in the evening, and I got sucked down the rabbit hole that is commentary YouTube. So I wasted a good 3 hours, 4 hours on that. Do I regret it? Maybe. Do I still want to read? Absolutely. Are my eyes falling asleep? Yes. But I'm gonna give it a shot nonetheless. I'm gonna try to get to at least page 200 or 250 in Jurassic Park so that I can finish that tomorrow, because I was already behind on the reading rush and now I'm extra behind, but luckily catching up is a thing, and I am an optimist by nature. I think we can do it. I think that if we click our heels real hard and wear some ruby red heels and believe in ourselves, we can do it. That made no sense. But yeah, that's what I'm that's what I'm going to do. Clearly I'm mildly delirious, but nothing a good night's sleep can't fix. And with that, I will talk to you all tomorrow. It's going to be Saturday, which is good because that means it's almost Sunday, and on Sundays we play D&D, and that's my favorite ever. So yeah, anyway, before I continue to ramble on and make my editing self absolutely furious, I will say good night. Hey everybody, good morning. It is Saturday, the 25th of July. I just finished a morning weight training workout and showered, and I'm gonna go have an early lunch of Brussels sprouts, kidney beans, and mushrooms. And then I'm going to finish Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton. I really love this book. He is an incredible storyteller. Simultaneously, it's scary, it's fantastical. I really like the characters, it's engaging. It's everything I would have wanted it to be. Anyway, it's supposed to rain between 2 p.m. and midnight, so for quite a lengthy period of time. All that said, I'm gonna go have lunch, I'm gonna read, I'm gonna have a cup of coffee, the like.
We pray when our hearts are strong enough. We can bow cause our music's warmer than blood. Where we see enough to follow, we can hear when we are hollow. Where we keep the light we're given, we can lose and call it living, where the sun isn't only sinking fast. Every night knows how long it's supposed to last, where the time of our lives is all we have, and we get a chance to say before we ease away, for all the love you left behind, you can have mine.
Hey guys, so I made the banana bread, delish. I have about 100 pages left on Jurassic Park, which is really exciting. I'm definitely gonna finish it before dinner. And then I was thinking about how attainable the rest of my 3 books are, and I've decided I can definitely get through 1, possibly get through 2, possibly get through 3, but I don't really want to put that much pressure on myself, so here is the new and the improved plan. I'm going to finish Jurassic Park today. I'm going to work on reading The Night Circus, which is a book that I started a while ago. And I will also listen to an audiobook, whether that be Pet Sematary, Becoming, Hood Feminism, Anna Kay, Beneath the Surface, The 7 Girls of Swan something. You know, there's so many to choose from. Then tomorrow I will finish The Night Circus and work on Beartown, which was on my original TBR. I hope to finish both of them before this video goes up, and I will also, again, work on audiobooks. Hopefully I'll finish at least 1 before it's time to upload this. If that plan works out, I will not have read Blue Highways or Purple Hibiscus, the last 2 books on my original TBR, but I will have read, let's see, how many books will I have read then? Jurassic Park is 5, Night Circus would be 6, and then if I read and finish Beartown, that would be 7, and then if I finish an audiobook, that would be 8, so that would be really wonderful. But yeah, so I'm going to change. I'm a little overheated in this big sweatshirt now. I'm gonna read, might light a candle, set the mood, set the tone, make a cup of tea, you know, the whole usual routine. What else is happening today? Not much. I do need to do a little bit of editing, but that's really it. My schedule is clear for the rest of the day, which is exciting. And that's all I've got for now. I will check in with you all later.
You say there's so much you don't know.
Hey, so I know this is a booktube channel, but allow me to briefly explore the world of film as it relates to books, because Jurassic Park is a film adaptation. Well, technically 3 film adaptations, but only watch the first one if you don't want to be hugely disappointed. So, one of my favorite YouTube channels of all time, not even just in terms of film critique, just of all time, has to be Cold Crash Pictures. What's really cool about Cold Crash Pictures is, despite the fact that on the surface it appears to be merely a film critique channel, is that the channel itself really focuses heavily on film, its messages, its themes, and how it ties in with, I guess you could envelope it under the umbrella of sociology. For example, it dissects how movies have interacted with topics such as gender, environmental warming, racism, religion, things like that. It looks at movies in a more realistic context, looking at not only how the story, but also how the visuals and the camera work impact social messages. So I watched a Cold Crash Pictures video, which it came out I think last week, maybe earlier this week, and it was actually on the film adaptation of Jurassic Park, so I thought, how perfect! I'm reading that this week! Why, this is just stellar timing, Cold Crash Pictures. High five. The main critique that Cold Crash Pictures has for Jurassic Park 1, which is directed and I think written, could be wrong, by Steven Spielberg, is its approach to gender. You'll notice, of course, that Ellie is the only adult female by name in the entirety of the movie. She's always out of focus in shots where she's included with a male character such as Dr. Grant. Everything is perceived often through the male lens. When she's helping out with that triceratops that's injured or sick or whatever, she's referred to as a nurse, though she is not only an actual doctor, like with a degree, but like she's doing doctoral things, not nurse things. I don't know. It just seemed a little off to me. It was just really interesting. It also talked about how Alan Grant's only character flaw is that he doesn't like children and is not prepared to be the paternal head of a family. This is not surprising, as Cold Crush Pictures elaborates, as it is a Steven Spielberg film. However, what's really interesting to me is, of course, I have seen the movie, so I watched the movie before I read the book, and what's interesting is a lot of these critiques do hold up in terms of the novel, but some don't. For example, Alan Grant in the book explicitly states that, he doesn't say, the third-person omniscient narrator does, that he likes children. He enjoys their curiosity at museums. He likes to watch them experience dinosaurs for the first time. He loves how invested Timmy is in the world of paleontology, the like. He really likes kids. So that was a huge character difference in the movie, and one that actually had a huge effect on the way gender and traditional gender roles are approached within the film. Furthermore, this could change. I have some more to go, but so far, there is no romance or romantic feelings whatsoever between Dr. Sattler, Ellie, the only adult human female, and Dr. Grant, the male human of many, of plenty. There are a lot of them. In fact, their relationship so far is strictly a teacher-student relationship, which again has an impact on the way the story interacts with gender and social norms. So that's just a really interesting thing I wanted to point out. I will have Cold Crush Pictures channel linked below and above. Please check it out. One of my favorite channels of all time. Super insightful, super entertaining, super interesting. And if you're a film geek like moi, you will love it. Back to the reading. Alrighty, only a small ways left to go. I'm gonna finish up Jurassic Park. I have really thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm really, really glad I picked it up for the Reading Rush 2020. And then I'm gonna go to bed, and I will update you all in the morning on how this went. If the velociraptors scare me to death, if I had nightmares, you'll find out en la mañana. So, with that, I will say good night.
Take all night. You're the truth that is breaking me and keeping me together.
Time for a Starbucks run.
Together. I wanna be your touch. Sleep is so tough. You're burning up my mind. What would it feel like if you told me apart? Come on to my heart. Come on to my heart. I wanna be your touch. Sleep is so tough. You're burning up my mind.
Good morning. It is the 7th and final day of the 2020 Reading Rush. Kona and I... Hi. Hello. Come here. Come here. Be brave. Come on. Be brave. Hi. Kona and I just finished reading Jurassic Park. I really loved it. I really liked how it ended. It kind of was a vague ending, and it left room for sequels, whereas the movie absolutely doesn't. There were some gender problems, and I wouldn't say sexism, but just like mild misogyny in the book, but very mild compared to the film. And so Kona and I, here's Kona. Say hi. Hi. Kona and I really enjoyed it. So now I had this idea that instead of starting a brand new book today, I could finish a few I've been working on, including The Night Circus and Franny and Zoe. And I'm going to try to finish an audiobook I've been working on, which is Pet Sematary by Stephen King. I have about 3 hours left. While I work on that audiobook, I think I will either journal or write some letters to the local hospital. I found some free printables for thank you notes you can send to hospital staff or just essential workers during COVID-19. that an artist is providing free. They're really beautiful. So I'm going to print out some of those, write some thank you notes, find somewhere to mail them to, because I think that letters and notes can cheer people up, and that's the least I can do at the moment. So that is what Kona and I are going to do, huh? Yeah, Maya, that sure is. And we'll probably have lunch soon. I have to do a lot of editing today. A little stressed, but mostly excited. And with that, I'll go read and see you later.
Sat back with the window down, 80 an hour and the radio loud. The same songs with the same old rhymes. Told me to shake it off and swing from the lights, but I can't help but drive away from all the mess you made. You said this hurricane, now it won't go away, and I promised I'd be there, but you don't make it easy. Darling, please believe me. 'Cause loving you is too hard. All I do is not enough. Loving you, I cannot be loving you. Oh, loving you leaves me hard. All I do is get by. Loving you, I cannot be loving you.
Ow!
Count stacks of
No, I grated my nail.
That requires some
Funny
skill.
how easy you could see my blind side. Still the same songs with the same old beats. Sure I could stay, but there's a place I'd rather be, and I can't help but drive away from all the mess you made. You sent this hurricane, now it won't go away, and I promised I'd be there, but you don't make it easy. Darling, please believe me. 'Cause loving you is too hard. All I do is not enough. Loving you, I cannot be loving you. Oh, loving you.
What does it mean to frown academically? I don't know, but Zoe just did it.
Loving you, I cannot be loving you. Oh. See, I remember all the times you made me covered in crazy. I can't forget about the way you played me, like I was never gonna change your world. It ended long ago, so please just let me go. It ended long ago, so please just let me go. Loving you is too hard. All I do is not enough. Loving you, I cannot be loving you. Loving you leaves me hard. All I do is get by. Loving you, I cannot be loving you. Oh, loving you. All I do.
Hello, it is the next day. It is Monday, the 27th of July, and the reading rush is officially done for 2020, and I thought we could do a brief wrap-up before this video comes to a conclusion. So I did complete the challenge. I did read 7 books in 7 days. I did not follow the prompts verbatim, but I came pretty darn close. Although I did not follow my TBR exactly, I think I read about 4 out of the 7 books I had originally planned for my TBR, which I think is pretty good. I overall read 6 physical books and 1 audiobook. Okay, so the first book I read for the reading rush on last Monday, so a week ago today, was Slay by Brittany Morris. This follows a 17-year-old girl who is a senior in high school named Kira, and she is a game developer. She develops a game called Slay, which becomes a safe space for Black gamers who face a lot of discrimination and racism on the internet. However, her game is accused of being anti-white after a boy dies from a dispute in the game. And the core of the book is really just about how important safe spaces are for minorities and how they deserve and need to exist. Then I read The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls. Fun fact, this is like the only book by a female author that teachers could have taught in the 10th grade at my school. And guess what? One teacher taught it. One. I go to a school of like thousands of people too, so. The Glass Castle is Wall's memoir of her kind of eclectic and nonconformist childhood. Both of her parents were quite free-spirited. They never really settled down. They never had consistent jobs, and thus, although they did have wonderful adventures together as a family, they also struggled a lot. Jeanette and her siblings never had enough to eat. All they wanted was to be able to leave home and start a new life, because the life their parents had built was not one that was secure or stable, and that's all that they were looking for. Despite the fact that their childhood had flaws, I guess you could say, they enjoyed it. Like, Jeanette Walls makes really good stories out of not so good memories, and I think that's an incredible skill. My next novel was Because of Winn-Dixie by Kate DiCamillo. This is a book I read in the 2nd grade, and I adored it, partially because it's just like an amazing book, and partially because it introduced me to my favorite word of all time, which is melancholy. I think that is the perfect term to describe this book in its essence, and I would recommend it. It's kind of a love story between a community and kind of the dog that brings them all together, and it shows that while everyone's suffering individually, coming together and holding hands and collectively bonding can help heal. Pet Sematary by Stephen King. This was the sole audiobook that I finished during the reading rush, and I gave it a solid 4 stars. Stephen King is the master of the narrative. He is a good storyteller despite his lengthy prose and his descriptions. I think that he's incredibly talented, and I really tend to enjoy his work. Pet Sematary was quite creepy and haunting, but it was eerily beautiful in its exploration and study of grief and what it means to lose someone and how it is very difficult to healthily get over that loss. It also deals with some supernatural aspects, which I actually really enjoyed. I found that they were helpful in exploring that theme of grief and loss, and I just generally really loved this book. I'd recommend the audiobook. The narrator was fantastic. Second to last book I read for the Reading Rush 2020 was Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton. Oh my goodness gracious. I love the movie, love it so much. It does have its flaws. I think I mentioned earlier in the vlog that I love a YouTube channel called Cold Crash Pictures, and the channel recently did an analysis of gender and the way it is approached in the film Jurassic Park. What's interesting is that a lot of the critiques that I think are very valid in terms of the movie do not apply to the book. In the book, Dr. Grant and Dr. Sattler are not in a relationship of any sort. There's also a lot more adventure, I would say, in the book. There's a lot more, the ride. If you've been to Universal Studios, the Jurassic Park ride is like a water raft ride, and like that actually happens in the book. It doesn't happen in the movie, but it does in the book, and I just found that to be wonderfully nostalgic. The final book I read for the Reading Rush 2020 was Franny and Zoe by J.D. Salinger. This is gonna sound odd, but I think J.D. Salinger is the master of italics. He uses punctuation in such a way that not only it furthers his character development and his story, but it provides him with this exclusive voice. If I see certain words italicized certain ways, I think, oh, J.D. Salinger, that's you. He had a footnote at one point in Franny and Zoe, and he started off with a footnote by apologizing for the fact that it's so unappealing to have a footnote in a book, and it just ruins the aesthetic of a book, and I just thought that was hilarious. This was an exploration of a brother and a sister trying to find their place in life. It is religious in a way that I didn't entirely understand. It'll definitely be a book I reread because I think that I definitely missed portions of it and would like clarity. But I loved it. I loved the Glass family. I loved the characters. I loved how dialogue-driven the story was. It was just really an interesting book and not like anything I'd read before. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the vlog. It was really fun to put together. And with that, I will say goodbye. I will see you on, what day is this coming out? Tuesday. I'll see you all on Thursday. Bye-bye.